So I found this cool 3D model on Thangs, I believe, and I just couldn't leave it. I really wanted to paint this, so that's what we're gonna do today. And it's fitting into celebrating the new movie of Deadpool and Wolverine, and I'm a huge Deadpool fan, so it works. So first we're just gonna start sanding the print, because when I printed it, it sort of made lines. It happens, like anyone that has a 3D printer knows, sometimes the print doesn't always come out as smooth as you'd like it to.
5 hours later.
Okay, so I got tired of sanding. It was just too much, so plan B is, I guess, wood filler. I'm just going to fill up all the cracks by painting the whole thing in a nice thick layer of wood filler. And hopefully that should make everything smooth. So in high school, I used to have this massive schoolgirl crush on Deadpool, and I still do, to a point. I just love the franchise and I love the comics.
"24 hours later."
Okay, so I'm going to try something different. I've never had a lot of experience with an airbrush, but I have one now, so I really want to test it out on this model. And I'm going to do the base coat with an airbrush. Don't judge my airbrush skills. So first I'm just going to do the base coat in red and see how it goes. Alright, and after I put a base coat of red on, I just used Glad Wrap to cover the Deadpool head so I can just paint the hand blue. Honestly, it didn't come out too bad. I'm quite happy at how smooth the airbrush can just cover a surface, so I'm quite happy. But I don't want to risk messing the paint job up by using the airbrush for the finer details, so I'll be hand painting those. So first I'm going to use black just to block out all of the leather pieces on the suit or on the mask. But I'm also going to layer the black on quite thick. This will almost give it a wrinkly effect, like what leather usually looks like, has those textures and such. So I'm going to try and attempt that, but we'll see how it works. Okay, so now that all of the black is dry, and I'm just going to use a dry brushing technique with lighter grays and whites, just to highlight those wrinkles that we spoke of earlier. And then now that the highlights are more prominent and there's a lot of texture going on, I'm going to use Paints Grey, but a very watered down Paints Grey wash. It's like a dark grey. And I'm gonna go over that, and then that will give you the illusion of natural creases, if that makes sense. I'm not at all an expert. This is just what I've seen works, or what I've tested myself that works, so I'm just going for it. And I'm also going to use the same grey wash and add it to the suit itself, like where the creases are and where the shadows should be, and just make it a bit messy, because Deadpool always has a messy suit. His suit is never spick and span and clean, so I'll have to do multiple layers of this grey wash as well, just to build up that grime. And I'll use the same method to paint detail into the hand, just to give it a bit more shadow and accentuate the veins and so on. Alright, and that is all of the shadows and such. Now I'm going to use a lighter shade of pink and then just put it on the accents of the mask and just give it some highlights, so it will give you a more 3D effect. And with each layer I'm just going to go a bit lighter and lighter with the color. Alright, so I'm happy with the way it looks right now. The mask is done and the hand is sort of done. So I want to start with the eye socket. So I'm just going to use a fleshy base color and just block in the general shape of the eye socket. The 3D print wasn't very clear in this aspect, like I couldn't see where the suit ends or where it tore. So I'm just guessing at this point. Now Deadpool has a very messed up face, as we all saw, and I'm going to add some purpley hues just to add to the flesh colors, just to give you the idea that it's sort of messed up. Alright, now this is where things get interesting. So I wanted to try and make it really gory and really realistic looking. So I tested a few combinations of glues and paints. So for everyone who is a bit squeamish, I'm sorry, it came out a bit too gory, but it's Deadpool. Deadpool is like the definition of graphic. So I hope you can sit through it, but if you can't, you can just skip ahead if you'd like. Alright, and now that we have the eye socket done, it is time to do the blades. So this was a really big struggle for me because I'm not that great at painting metallic. So I started with a dark base purple, and then I just added lighter colors as we go along, but also adding darker shades, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain this process, but there it is. So I was swapping between lighter colors and darker colors, just trying to make it look sensible. Honestly, not the best results that I was looking for, but I'm still happy for the experience and I'm happy for the practice. It's always important to go through with something, especially if you don't always know what to do. It's always good to practice because you'll never learn and you'll never improve unless you're not practicing. So it was a good practice. And I think that is it. I'm quite satisfied. I'm not entirely happy because of the blades, but the overall look is what I was going for. And I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. But that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this project, and I still love Deadpool and Wolverine. And I'm so glad they finally made a movie of the two characters together. It's just like in the comics, so now we just need Spider-Man to join the club, you know?